Does AT&T hate poor people? To find out, we asked a media activist and a stuffed walrus.
Well, AT&T is trying to set up their version of cable TV.
Hate poor people! I think AT&T hates everybody!
But AT&T doesn't want to have to pay for public access channels or community media centers which are used by poor people.
I heard that AT&T lobbyists drown kittens!
They don't want to have to pay for building out infrastructure to poor neighborhoods.
And they drown them in toilets filled with acid!
They tried to push through laws in Congress to get what they want, but citizens rose up to block that.
One lobbyist even has Telly Savalas' brain in a jar in his desk!
So they're going state by state to try to do the same thing, and have succeeded in 14 states already.
Or he has Telly Savalas' brain in a toilet with acid and dead kittens!
They could be coming to your state soon.
AT&T tells everyone to go suck it!
So does AT&T hate poor people? I think the answer is clear.
Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. With so many Spanish-speaking immigrants in the United States, the language debate has become very heated. In this video, Chicago activists protest in Carpentersville, Illinois, where the village board discusses a controversial English-only ordinance.
English only, segregation, we don't want no racist nation. English only, segregation, we don't want no racist nation. English only, segregation, we don't want no racist nation.
These are activists from Chicago's Emergency Response Network who rode a bus to Carpentersville to attend a village board meeting. The board was to vote on an ordinance that would make English the village's official language. This means that in a town with a 40% Hispanic population, all official town business would be conducted in English only, and that the village government would be prohibited from offering non-emergency foreign language services and literature to residents, such as water meter readings and the town newsletter. Roughly 150 people attended, including Carpentersville residents, concerned people from surrounding communities, and the approximately 50 people who rode the bus. People spoke passionately on both sides.
You are doing a disservice to any minority by catering to that minority. You are making them a second-class citizen.
In 1780, John Adams tried to pass the first English-only law in the United States. And his proposal was called a threat to American liberties and a threat to the principles upon which the United States had been created 40 years before.
We have to have a common language. It's common sense.
I just wanted to say that these English-only laws are racist, and they will continue to further institutionalize segregation.
Now, we're talking about racism. Well, you know what? I had a black roommate. My son is half Korean. And I'm sick and tired of being called a racist or a Nazi. That's the only argument they got is racism. They want to put white hoods on top of our heads. Absolutely disgusting. I'm the one who's being harassed here.
Call it what you will. It boils down to that, racism. And I, for one, do not plan on allowing a few hateful persons to poison our town with their hate. We all agree that we have problems, but this is not the way to fix them. It's time to get back to work on real issues and real solutions.
Later, board members voiced their opinions and discussed the possibility of changing the ordinance to a resolution that would not be legally binding.
I'm against this idea, and I'm against it for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's in the form of an ordinance, which means that even though you're saying it's declaring English as the official language, if it's an ordinance, it's a law, it means it's binding, and I think that would be a great detriment to our departments. I think it would further alienate the people in this community against one another.
One of the reasons we do not have a unified country is because the second and third generations are not learning the language. They don't have to. I just want to clear up some misconceptions. This was only for village government, not for the schools, not for your private homes, not for the streets, not for the stores. Another misconception, this would not have interrupted police or fire service at all to anyone, because they still, by federal law, they are mandated to provide the services.
My opinion is that this will be a good thing to send a message that Carpentersville believes that people should learn to speak English as a part of becoming a citizen. You disagree with that. I understand that. But it's a matter of, we have resolutions all the time. We have resolutions promoting fire safety and a lot of other things that we as trustees feel are good for our village.
A resolution that is singling out 40% of your community, this is not what's good for the whole community.
What is tearing my community apart, and I have lived here for over 24 years, is the fact that there are so many different languages, I cannot interact with my neighbors anymore. I used to have coffee. We used to have play dates with our kids before they were even fashionable. Not anymore.
So the point is, it's not that people are here not wanting to learn the language. A lot of it has to do with their availability to take these classes, these courses. A lot of it has to do with the amount of money it costs to take these courses. You have to realize something. You know, all immigrant groups that have come into this country have come here at the bottom rung of the ladder.
Before the board could finish, they were interrupted by some passionate protesters. Finally, the board decided to change the ordinance to a non-binding resolution.
No.
The resolution passed by a 5-2 vote.
Thank you so much for your support. It's important that you are here. And for those of you that don't understand, a resolution was passed, which means absolutely nothing. It just means that we, the members of the board, recognize English as the official language of Carpentersville. Yes, we would like everybody in Carpentersville to speak English, but you do not have to learn to speak English in order to do business here in our village. You can speak any language you want.
We will make other trips for other little communities like this who are trying to pass laws like they were trying to pass here today. And we have the sign-up sheet if anyone wants to sign up. Los que no ya se firmaron.
I'm Alejandro Molina, and you're watching Chicago Independent Television.
I see the soul of a nation, must be true 'cause I've seen it on TV.
About a year ago, Mark and I thought, air pollution, global warming. How can we make a difference? So Mark modified our car, some sort of homemade energy source.
The best part is the car emits only helium.
Genius.
But the EPA says the energy we use in our home can cause twice the greenhouse gases of a car. So now I look for products that are in the Energy Star. Simple.
The EPA invites you to go to EnergyStar.gov to discover what you can do to reduce air pollution.
Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. Earlier this summer, Michael Moore spoke at a rally in Millennium Park to promote his film, Sicko. We were there to hear what he had to say.
Mike Moore came to my house and gave me a gift. He gave me this brick. It's a heavy mother. This brick was the last brick. Flint, Michigan, Mike's hometown, they broke down. The CIO was able to live because they won the strike. The world was watching them, breaking windows, throwing food at them. Eleanor Roosevelt was there, everybody was there, and they won the strike. That brick is more valuable to me than the whole diamond was to Elizabeth Taylor when Robert Burton gave it to her. Thank you.
And it was one of the last bricks that came off that rubble when they tore it down and threw everyone out of work. And it was the site of one of the most historic strikes ever to take place in the history of the world. A strike that forced General Motors to recognize the union for the first time, and a strike that helped to create the middle class in this country.
The very first word in the American language was we. It was the first word of our founding document. We the people. Not me the people. It's we the people. And we the people have to make sure that everyone is covered with health insurance in this country. We the people. Of, by, and for the people. Who would be opposed to that?
It's an absolute crime that we allow 47 million of our fellow citizens to go uninsured. It's even worse that those who think they're insured because they pay premiums to health insurance companies, and then they find out when they get sick, these same companies do everything they can to not pay the bill, to have them removed from the rolls, or to even prevent them from getting insurance in the first place because of so-called pre-existing conditions. The insurance industry, when it comes to health insurance, is a racket. We would not say the fire department has to post a profit every year, would we? We wouldn't allow the fire department to say, I don't know if we should go put out that house fire because it might affect our bottom line. We wouldn't allow that, would we? We wouldn't allow it for the police department. We wouldn't allow it for the water department, because these are things you need to survive. Well, health care is a life and death issue. And you cannot allow the Halliburtons of the drug industry and the healthcare industry, the hospital corporations and the health insurance to be calling the shots. Let's remove the middleman between the doctors, the nurses, and the patients. There's no room for private health insurance in this equation.
Everybody in! Nobody out! Everybody in! Nobody out! Everybody in! Nobody out! Everybody in! Nobody out!
Inside was not the place to be. The world go crazy. It's an atrocity. In Congo, still not the place to be. Don't kill me, buddy. It's a calamity. Comasa, be mellow. Comasa, be shy. Comasa, be mellow. Comasa, be shy.
You've been watching Chicago Independent Television, a project of the Chicago Independent Media Center Video Collective. The Independent Media Center is a growing worldwide network of media producers, journalists, citizens, and activists, working to put the media in the hands of everyday people and away from corporate and commercial interests. To learn more, visit our website at chicago.indiemedia.org. There you can find out about upcoming Chicago area events and how to get involved in making your own media, including how to help make this very TV show. Thanks for watching. See you next time.